this is just, fuck, man, this is not good. This is how it's going down? Shit. Nothing's wrong with you, dude. Just, you haven't seen that kind of shit. So, of course it's going to shock you. I got a buddy that was a guy that was raped when he was a kid by men. I'm not spending much time focusing on resolving inner stuff. It's easier just to keep it at bay, just keep it where it is. But I'm not really getting any growth out of that. And to grow, you have to go through discomfort, whether you're in the gym or, in your own mind. To make progress, it's going to be uncomfortable. And I talked to the students at Rugged Healing, and this might help you. Side tangent, but this might help you. I asked the students what's their interest level in doing the breath work and groundwork and trauma talk. Average answer was like 3 or 4 out of 10. 10 being super excited. So not much interest. The next question was, how important do you think it is to do breath work, groundwork, and trauma talk? Resounding 10s and 11s out of 10, which means it's very important. Which means everyone in class knew and knows how valuable it is, but they don't want to do it. But they know they should. And that's that discomfort of getting into an uncomfortable situation so we can grow. So the solution was, I just got to initiate it, which I will. So if you want to get started on some gentle stuff, just start the process, kind of getting to know yourself and resolve some inner stuff. It's nothing super hardcore. We're just really talking or listening. It's up to you. It's a good place to start. So come check out Rugged Healing if you want to. It's good for you. I'm saying that just to kind of highlight the fact that it's uncomfortable. And with discomfort, oftentimes comes growth. And you rarely ever have growth without discomfort. So I've been uncomfortable thinking about improving myself and digging deep. That's been on my mind for about 2 days. So this morning, woke up, did my morning kind of stretch and breath work. And I decided to think about one time overseas. And I have some shame with this whole thing being overseas, because I've been embarrassed to say that I have PTSD from my time, because what we all kind of seem to grow up on is, PTSD from overseas, military, war is gunfight, explosion, blood everywhere. It's like, yeah, that's definitely some nasty shit. But not every job in the military is the infantry or special forces or special ops. But when you're in a war zone, knowing you're unwelcome and people want to kill you, and you're in a war zone, people want to kill you, it's not very comfortable, looking back at it. So what I realized today, and I'm gonna play a clip here, because as I was thinking about this morning, it's like I was fucking very uncomfortably scared, like helplessly. I'm not in control, and the people that are in control don't seem to be thinking about my well-being. I'm talking about just me, not the other soldiers, just me for right now. It's just fucking scary. And as I thought about it this morning, this video popped in my head, and I watched it, and I was like, that's the kind of the face I was probably making. You're just like, this is just, fuck, man, this is not good. This is how it's going down? Shit.
Tommy, that's it. He's praying. And if he isn't, he fucking should be.
My situation, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, was being in this little concrete tube bunker like we use for underground pipes. I mean, they're huge. They're like 12 foot wide, 12 foot tall, 12 foot diameter. There you go, 6 foot radius. And just being in there, knowing we're about to get hit with a NBC missile, neurobiological chemicals. It's been a while since I've said it. I think that's right. Shit that, like you see in the movies, that melt your skin, melt your innards. Everything turns to liquid. Like, I don't know what they were shooting. So Osama bin Laden. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't good. And it was going to be a nasty, nasty death and probably a closed casket. But I look back at that moment, I have looked back at that moment and just thought, like, dude, you're a fucking soldier. Shut the fuck up. Drive on. Like, okay, fair. That's fair. That's my job. That was my job. I was a kid with a gun and grenades, a flak vest. That's just crazy to think. I was fucking 20. 19, then 20. My niece just turned 18. Telling me, like, in 2 years, she's going to be carrying a gun in the middle of the desert? What the? Oh, that's crazy. So I gotta let go of that shame. Like, oh, you were scared and you got some PTSD from, a handful of events where you knew you were gonna die and it was gonna be ugly and nasty, and parents are never gonna see you because your body's gonna be, too ugly to see. Like, looking back even for now, I mean, shit, if I knew right now I'm gonna die and like my parents, my friends, my family, my girlfriend, no one's gonna be able to ever see me again because I'm gonna be so mangled. Like, that's not a cool feeling at all. But I mean, that's what it is. I mean, if that's how I go, that's how I go. But I'm 41. I'm a grown-ass man. But over half my lifetime ago, when I was 20, that would be 21 years ago. Yeah, different mindset. New, fresh, green to life. That shit was scary. So that's where I'm at, just admitting to myself, like, yo, dude, that was scary, and it's okay if you were scared. That is a scary situation. You don't have to feel like a bitch. You don't have to feel like you were a bad soldier. Because actually, looking back at it, there are a handful of times where it was me and like 2 or 3 other guys that were on point, ready to go, while the majority of the unit was like, what the hell is going on? What do you do? Is this really happening? Kind of a little state of shock, from my recollection. Again, I was 20, I was in E3, E4, whatever, and maybe they were doing shit I wasn't aware of. But for me, I was scared out of my mind, knew I was gonna die. There's a difference between thinking you're gonna die and knowing you're gonna die, and then willingly going into the situation in which your death is now imminent or almost guaranteed. That's what it felt like, at least. So, option to freeze, run away, or run into action. And I chose run into action. Scared out of my mind, but still running forward. Like, there's gunfire. Let's run to it. It's just, it's something in the brain, man. That's just a weird thing to do. And plus, that definitely doesn't help with adapting to civilian life. Because most people with common sense hear gunfire, you run away. My instinct is still run towards it, which is fine now. I understand it, but at age 20, it's just different, man. So I'm just giving you a check-in. Maybe you're struggling with some shit, or you're avoiding diving deeper into something. I'm choosing to dive deeper, and that's what I got to this morning. Basically, like, accepting and forgiving myself for feeling any shame, because I wasn't, Delta Force or Navy SEAL, hardcore. Shit, that shit was hardcore for me, man. I was a fat boy going in. Stretch fractures in my feet, knees all fucked up, hips fucked up, back fucked up. Yeah, I was a big kid. Day 1, run. How far? Just run. Miles. Tomorrow, we're gonna run more miles and miles and miles. Jesus Christ, that was hard, man. That kicked my ass. So if you're scared, be scared. It's okay. If you're happy, be happy. If you're sad, just be sad. Don't be sad that you're sad. Now you're just twice as sad. But whatever shit you got in your background that fucked with you, don't be ashamed of it. Different things affect different people. I got a buddy that was a guy that was raped when he was a kid by men. And where he grew up, it was rough and tough. He grew up rough and tough in a rough area. So for him, that's, level 6, let's say. For me, where I grew up in a nice neighborhood, good neighborhood. Family was all right with money and all that. So for me to get molested at 12, that was more like a 10. Just, for me and what I'm used to. So it's kind of, it's relative to the person. If I saw someone having an argument and saw some dude pull a gun and shoot someone right in the face and blood splatter all over a tree, I'm like, yeah, that'll bother me for a couple days. But someone that's never seen anything like that, that may haunt you forever. So if you look to me like, oh, Will seems all right. Why should I feel so messed up? Oh my God, I'm a loser. I'm weak. I'm soft. Oh, I'm a wuss. Oh my God, nothing's wrong with you, dude. Just, you haven't seen that kind of shit. So, of course it's gonna shock you. I've seen shit like that. So it's like, been there, done that, processed it, gotten over it, see it again. It's like, well, that'll fuck with me for a couple days. What I'm saying is it's relative. If something happened to you and it messes with you, accept it and process that. Forget what everyone else is doing. This is you. This is your life.